If you've written any number of proposals, you know how much of a grind it can be. One of the tensions that I always felt at my old company, I ran a web design agency for about 12 years, is this tension between I need to get this proposal out the door, but it also needs to be really accurate. I want to go fast, but if I go too fast, trying to squeeze this around a bunch of other obligations I have, then the stakes are so high and things could go really, really bad. Well, we wanted to crack this nut. One of my great passions in life is taking a big concept and breaking it down into smaller pieces. And that's exactly what we did in the proposal writing process back at my old agency. One of the concepts that we discovered was productitizing your offering. This is a mentality shift for a lot of service-based companies. We think everything we do is custom. We don't sell products, we sell services. But if you slow down and you start to look for patterns, you'll realize that a lot of the things that I do are pretty consistent. A lot of things in our company, there's patterns there. So for example, at my old company, one thing that we did often was blogs. Someone needed a marketing website, and a blog was a component that they often would want to add. And so the process of productitizing is to spell things out. I like doing a summary sentence followed by work included and then any limitations. You could also, with our system, add configurations or modifications. What are some additional things that they could add? A lot of times when you're doing a blog, you might want MailChimp integration or social sharing. Maybe they want author bio pages. The idea behind productitizing is you're thinking through an offering when you're not in the game. Okay? When you're creating a proposal, you're in the game. There's oftentimes a lot of pressure. You've got a deadline. You got to get out the door. But you create this outside of the game when you've got some downtime, or maybe you create it while you've got a proposal and you have like a first draft, and then you finalize it outside of the game. But the idea is you think through it in a comprehensive way so that you can have a reusable component that you can add quickly. So for instance, I've got this blog right here, but let's say I wanted to add this to this proposal. Let's imagine it doesn't exist right here. I'll just click on here, and all this previous forethought is automatically added to this proposal. Of course, as every customer is different, I can now change this. Maybe I adjust the price, add an additional parameter. I customize it for the needs of my prospect. I can even pre-select some of these configurations. Now I want you to imagine just for a moment, what if creating a proposal wasn't so intense? You're having to think through things so hard, you've got to get a lot of time. But what if instead you were adding components, think of them like Legos, where you add them together quickly and you tweak them? This is a game changer. All of a sudden, your proposals are a lot more accurate because you're not figuring out everything in the game while you're creating, needing to create proposals. You can also start to get help. When you productitize, you start building a catalog that then other people can use, right? Do you have to be the only one creating proposals? Well, if you have a catalog of line items and maybe some templates, well, that's a real game changer. And then also, the last thing I would say is speed. When you productitize, when you create reusable line items, reusable modules, all of a sudden you can add things together so much quicker. And you don't have to freak out about it being perfect or missing stuff because you've already thought about that previously. So there's a powerful concept, productitizing your offering. As a last note, I think I mentioned I ran a web design agency for about 12 years. And this concept allowed me to hire a non-technical salesperson and have them take over the entire sales process, except, so over about 4 years, except for 2 projects. And one of those was doing a new website for Bluetooth.com. I know firsthand that this concept can change your business if you'll slow down and start to think of things in more of a system and productitizing.